Welcome back. The passive income investors alike to a subject I do not talk too fondly of because I don't understand it, and I personally do not hold any oil stocks in my stock portfolio, but I found one that I think was worth making a video on because its fundamentals go so far beyond the oil sector, and I don't think people particularly see it. But to kind of cool your stomach on the fears of the looming oil disruption that's coming in the market with Tesla disrupting the ICE vehicles, those internal combustion cars, and we're talking about, all these solar and wind projects going on. But I think to make your stomach a little more settled, take a look at this chart because this is the oil consumption of America. We're talking about 20 million barrels kind of consumed a year here. It's staggering the numbers we're looking at. So, if you are within the oil sector, I don't think these guys are nearly as worried as the public is about where all of this goes. And I'm going to give you the full bull case on oil. Planes are always going to operate on oil. There's a lot of things out there that batteries will just not be able to replace unless somehow they become 30 times more powerful than they are, which just seems unlikely anytime in the near term. But the stock that I want to talk to you about today is Occidental Petroleum, one that the great Buffett himself, Berkshire Hathaway, has been loading the boat on, and there's some tweaked things in here I found that I think are worth talking about. So let's get right into this.
Drop it.
First of all, taking a look at the overview of the stock in and of itself, it's trading down about 50% from its all-time highs. It's paying a 7.35% dividend yield, which we're going to break down to see how reliable that is. And it's trading at a PE of 30.51, which is kind of fair reason within this sector in and of itself. But taking a look at the actual underlying fundamentals of this company, doing a quick overview, the first thing you guys know I love to do is just breaking down, is this company even profitable if they went bankrupt today? And taking a look at the total assets versus total liabilities, they have about $44 billion rounding up here of total assets, minusing their liabilities of about $22 billion. It's still sitting right above that $21 billion mark in an asset. So that means if they had to liquidate everything today, they're actually pretty positive on their books at about a 50% ratio, and their current market cap is $38 billion. So you're paying almost just under 2 times, about 1.7, 1.8 times its bottom line assets, which is fairly healthy for a company, especially in the oil sector, which how much all the struggling going on with the oil prices being down where they are, which I'm going to get into in a sec. But taking a look at their earnings, they've done pretty good in the past. Where they sit right now is fairly healthy for the end of 2018. But when we get into their books, we're going to take a look at some of their 2019 financials. Now, looking at their dividend, even with all the volatility in oil, they have done an incredible job over the last decade sustaining the growth of this dividend, going from 46 cents in 2011 of quarterly payments all the way to 2020, where they're paying out 0.79 cents, increasing it annually quite consistently over time. And there's a specific reason for this that we're going to get into actually on their presentation here, because like I said, this is not just an oil company, which is why I think it's so heavily overlooked. And this other aspect of their company I'm going to get into, I think really kind of levels out the playing field for their income. Now, just going over the base website, this is a very simple produced site. The business is very clean to understand. I like that they've done this because oil in itself, not easy to understand. And the thing that I found interesting here is they said zero routine flaring by 2030. So what is routine flaring? This is something I have never heard of before, but maybe my friend here, Matt Money, another YouTuber I follow, really big in the oil sector. He's a petroleum engineer. You should go check him out because, he knows this stuff and I'm just learning about it now. But it turns out that this routine flaring is the extinguishing or the exhausting of basically useless oil. Ever see an oil well where the top of it's burning? That is what they're going to quit doing. They're trying to convince companies to stop wasting or burning off the leftover trash that they don't want. So I found that kind of interesting. But where the stuff that really underlines for this company is their chemicals. This company does chemical manufacturing for everything from food, I can read this for you here. So from automotive and electronics to food and healthcare to business and construction, OxyChem solution, critical role in the products that we use every day. Our chemistry is essential to keeping water safe and promoting public health. Whether your goal is to eat healthier or live cleaner and safer, our advanced technologies and formulations help make everyday products better and improve the quality of life. We are OxyChem. This is what fascinated me so much about this stock. So chlorine, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydrate, vinyl chloride, calcium chloride. Now, I don't know particularly what all of these things are used for, but I think this video is going to help explain it. So maybe we'll just take a quick listen here, guys, and see exactly what's going on.
Chlorine. It's one of the most abundant chemical elements on Earth.
It occurs naturally in soil, minerals, plants, animals, and seawater. Chlorine can also be produced by applying electricity to a saltwater solution containing chloride salts, such as sodium chloride and potassium chloride, which are found in large geologic deposits around the world. Chlorine combines easily with other elements to form compounds. Thousands of such compounds have been identified, and naturally occurring organic compounds containing chlorine continue to be discovered. Some of these have proven useful in the development of life-saving pharmaceuticals. Chlorine's unique chemical properties make it an extremely effective disinfectant and an essential component to make thousands of products. From solar panels to spacecraft, and from plastic to pools, chlorine chemistry is hard at work, improving our lives every day in healthcare, transportation, construction, energy, and more. Surprised to learn all of this? Learn more about chlorine chemistry.
So they're clearly highly focused on the chlorine aspect of their chems, and it'd be nice to actually listen to a conference call or just do some severe, investor relation calls to ask them exactly what their bottom lines are on these different chemical. So getting right into the August 2019 e-commerce presentation, this is where we're going to learn a lot of different stuff about this company, but taking a look at the return, $3.6 billion to shareholders in 2018, including $1.3 billion of shareholder purchase, including $1.3 billion of share purchases. So this is a company that's also doing share buyback, something that is very popular amongst many companies these days, I'm sure we're all aware of. Since 2002, returned $34 billion to total capital through Q1 of 2019. Sector-leading returns achieved 14% on the ROCE and 27% on the CROCE in 2018. So it's fairly average performing. It's sticking just above market average returns, whereas most oil companies right now are kind of flatlining based off the current oil price. Now, all of their growth prospects are based off an oil price of no lower than $40 WTI, which I'm going to explain to you in a second. If I scroll down here, they actually resemble what their growth is going to look like if oil stays around this $40 mark. Now, a lot of these oil companies have to go out of their way to try and protect themselves from the fluctuation in oil, and this company is no different. As we can see here, they go long and actually buy short calls based off certain oil prices. And if we actually take a look at the WTI trading price, it is insanely volatile. People love swing trading the oil sector because of the volatility within this market. And none of these oil companies are particularly profitable if oil dips below $40 a barrel. So, it gets a little bit terrifying for oil companies. So what they'll do is, just like this one, they will go ahead and they will basically try and protect themselves by taking on all these excessive calls, short calls, long put options, and things of that nature, which I think is intelligent. As I always said, if you're managing people's money to a really large extent in something that is more volatile, it's nice being able to take out some kind of insurance hedge that doesn't cost a lot of money. And we all know there's no better way of doing that than buying call or put options. Now, taking a look at the combined integrated portfolio they put together here, it is very incredible, might I say. Why this is probably why Warren Buffett or Berkshire Hathaway in general has been taking a shining to it is they got oil and gas, OxyChem, leading manufacturer, basic chemicals, and then they have midstream, integrated infrastructure, and marketing provides access to global markets. And it's nice, this little pie chart we can see here of where they're kind of diversified across these different countries as well. So it's nice that you kind of get global diversification along the way. But maybe we'll just go over and see the overview of what is going on within their actual balance sheet results here. So net sales from operations, they've done a pretty substantial job at increasing these over time, considering, they're dealing with the fluctuations of oil. But from 2015 to 2018, they've done really, really well with their net sales. But the things that I most want to pay attention to here is the diversification between their oil, chemicals, and their midstream and marketing, because these are the primary sources for their income. And we can see that from 2015 to 2018 on, that their oil and gas has actually grown by about 20%, pretty healthy overall, talking about just a 3-year period here. It'd be nice to get the full 2019 perspective, but they're saying for the 9-month end for September 30th, because clearly I guess we haven't got the full report for the year end 2019. They're sitting down about 10% from their all-time highs in 2018. So I imagine it's going to be around flatline for the last quarter of 2019 going into 2020 here. But where things get interesting, as I said, is the chemicals, guys. I'm kind of shocked to say that their chemicals have been slowly increasing at roughly the same rate as their oil production, seeing that it was about which looks to be about $4 billion I would take in 2015, moving forward to 2018, where they're seeing about 4.6 4.5, and currently for the 9-month end of 2019, it isn't that much higher. So this company is growing, not at a super fast rate, and it's quite incredible to see that, you know, a good chunk of their sales, at least 30% of their sales, are coming directly from the chemicals, and then midstream and marketing makes up for another really tiny chunk. So clearly they're highly focused on oil in and of itself. Now, the other impressive thing that I noticed about this was the cost and other deductions. They've actually done a pretty good job at lowering the costs and deductions of basically the oil and gas operation expenses have actually come down, whereas the oil has been going up in their value or their bottom lines, which is pretty incredible considering, again, that the oil price has been dropping. So whatever the management's doing here is actually quite an incredible job. And I can see why Berkshire has been paying so much attention to this stock, because the management team is doing a good job on this. Now, I do not personally understand oil. I will not be buying this stock, but I thought it was totally worth making a video on it. I'd love to know what you think about oil in that comment section below. Do you hold oil stocks? Are you a fan? What do you think about the future of oil? And yeah, what a different video today, guys. I always enjoy making these for you, so let me know everything that you think, because I love y'all very much. So stay cool, stay awesome, and I look forward to chatting to you tomorrow.